We're going to take just a minute to learn how to use the Architect Scale Ruler, and you'll use this when you're practicing your scale drawings. So each of you should have a ruler in front of you, and first you'll just want to look all around to all the different sides and see what you notice about each of the sides of the ruler. For instance, you'll want to observe what the numbers are at the ends of both the right side and the left side of the ruler, and then you may also notice that the dashes or the lines on each of the sides are at varying distances. This is so that you can do a room to scale, whether you want to reduce it by half or by a quarter or by maybe you want it to be a 1-inch scale. What we're going to work with today is a standard quarter scale, and so I'm going to turn the ruler so that when it lays down on my paper, I'm looking at the quarter right here, and so that is what is going to actually be touching my paper. When I start out here, I notice that here's my 1/4 of an inch, so this is to quarter scale. There's a little space right here, a little area, and that is called the area before the 0 point. So if you look on your ruler, I have my 1/4 inch over here, I have the area before the 0 point, and then I have my 0 point. In line with that 0 point, I have a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8. So the 2, 4, 6, and 8, and so on. It's going to continue on down the line. Those represent feet. So you would have 0 feet. We have an understood 1 right here, 1 foot, 2 foot, an understood 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and those are all in feet. And I'm going to always look at this line that's in line with or straight across from that 0. You might also see that there's like a 92, an 88. Those are only going to be used when you are coming from the other direction. In this case, if I were using a 1/8 scale, because down at the other end of the quarter scale ruler, you'll notice that's a 1/8 scale. There's a 0 point there too, and you look at that ruler in the other direction. So for the quarter scale, I'm going to look at everything that's in line with the 0. The way you can use the ruler is, there's a couple ways actually. One way is if you already had a line and you were wanting to measure it. So let's say I had a line drawn. Okay, I can take my scale ruler and I can see what is going to be the closest. See, I look at where my line's lined up with the 0 point. It's not quite 20 feet. So what I can do then is I can go back to the 19. So this understood 19, that's where the end of my line is. When I come to this area that's in front of the 0 point, these are inches. So I would have a line that is 19 feet, and then I'm going to count the number of inches. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So this line would be 19 feet, 5 inches. Okay? And the other way I could use it is if I had a dimension or a measurement, I can use the scale to mark it and then a ruler to draw it out. So if I wanted a line or a wall that is 21 feet, I would lay my scale down. I'm still on the quarter scale, and I'm going to look for that 20, the understood 21. I would put a mark here, and then I'm going to put a mark at the 0 point because it's in exactly a 21 foot line or wall, and then I'm going to move aside my architect ruler and I'll get out a regular straight edge, and then I would go back and create that line. Okay? Let's do a little practice. So you will be able to do this on your own. We're going to start by using that side of the quarter scale, and you should have a piece of graph paper. We are going to be creating a 10-foot, 6-inch line, and I want you to go ahead and get started by finding the 10-foot mark on your quarter scale ruler. So you are going to locate any area on your graph paper. I'm just going to start over where you can see it in the field here. I will start over just a couple inches from the edge of the paper. I'm going to line my 0 point up with one of the grid lines on the graph paper, and then I'm going to locate the 10-foot mark. So if I look up here, even with the 0 point, I've got a 10 right there. I'm going to put a mark right there just temporarily. I'm not drawing a line yet. Just a slight mark, okay, and then my 0 point. So my line should be a 10-foot, 6-inch line. I'm going to give you just a second to work on the 10-foot point. Your 10-foot point. Now we want a 10-foot, 6-inch line. So a 10-foot is marked with a point. And then I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is halfway, okay? And so then my 10-foot, 6-inch line would go from here at the 10-foot point to halfway in the 0 point area. So once I've marked that spot, I'm going to mark it right here. Then I will take my straight edge, and I'm just going to do a solid line across. And then I will label it. This is a 10-foot, 10-foot, 6-inch line. And you'll be repeating the same process now for a 15-foot, 9-inch line. And then a 8-foot, 8-inch line. So what I will be doing is coming around to assist you, to answer questions, and help you along if needed.